Hello, everyone. My name is Daniel, aka Sugoi Kuma, and this is the Grumpy Beards podcast. With me is my co-host Diego. How you doing, man?
Hey, I'm doing pretty well tonight, and getting ready to talk some anime with you and maybe argue a little bit.
Maybe there might be a little bit of arguing. We'll see. We'll see. There usually is. Maybe go off tangent a little bit. Um,
Hey, we tend
so
to do that, don't we?
yeah, no, for sure, for sure. So this is the second episode of our podcast. Hopefully, second of many. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Number two out of many. I don't know. Verbiage sounded weird in my head. I usually talk first. I just let the words come out, and then think about it later. Who has time to think and then talk? Has nothing to do with this delicious Trulies I'm drinking. It's my first one.
first, first one of many as well.
First one of many we're gonna have on this podcast if they drop some DMs. Hey Trulies, how y'all doing? Um, anyways, so today's topic is tell Diego, tell them.
Hey, today's topic is gonna be our favorite animes. We're narrowing it down to top five, or trying to narrow it down to our top five animes.
Trying to for sure. So last time we talked about, we tried to get to a list of the fall anime season. I can't remember if we did or not. We probably didn't. We probably touched up a little bit, just
We,
a
we
little bit.
we touched up on it a little bit, and I think actually on that same topic, I was gonna ask you, what anime are you watching from the fall season right now? Are you
I
watching
am.
anything?
I watched the first episode of crap. What is it called? Sir, see, you're calling me out, putting me on the spot. I can't even remember the name of it. It was see, you're making.
Sakuran or Sakuran?
I forgot the name. Sakugan. Sakugan. That's it.
Sakugan, yeah.
That is it. I watched the first episode. I loved it. I need to watch the next one.
I actually need to watch it. From some of the reviews I've seen, it got compared to one of my favorite animes that we're gonna talk about today.
Oh, I know which one because I could tell from the first episode. I already know which one. I already know which one.
All right.
So we're gonna try to stay on topic this time. Maybe not talk too much about Oreos or how much Diego hates Dragon Ball Z. But
Sir. Again, I do not hate Dragon Ball Z. I just never watched it all, Like,
yeah, because you hate it.
no, and speaking of Dragon Ball Z, I don't know if you heard, but the voice actor for Frieza passed away earlier this week.
Really? No, I did not hear that.
Yeah, yeah. I think if I'm not mistaken, it was yesterday or the day before yesterday. He actually passed away. So
Oh,
I've seen a lot of posts about him and about all the work that he did. He was actually he was also like the school teacher, teaching high school and college classes, trying to trying to help people that were interested in voice acting
hmm,
to get into it. So
really?
we did lose one of our great voice actors this week.
Dang, the English or Japanese voice actor?
English voice
English.
actor.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Dang.
And for Frieza, he is an iconic. That was an iconic voice. I don't remember, and I believe he did both original DBC and Super, but I know for sure he did Super.
Yeah. Dang. That
Yeah,
sucks. Well,
yeah, he,
I'm at to look into that later. Like read up about it and stuff. Well,
yeah,
you know, condolences to his family.
yeah,
Um,
definitely.
dang. Well, dang. Thank you for setting the tone of the episode, sir. Damn.
Hey, we're gonna talk about some animes that are pretty have that kind of tone as well.
No,
But
that's.
both some of your favorites and definitely some of my favorites.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. So I think we touched a little bit on what each of us like in the first episode. But yeah, now we're gonna go over our top five anime. Diego, are yours gonna be in any order, particular order? Or just gonna pick one and we'll go from there.
I think probably yeah, we could pick one and go from there.
Go from.
Yeah, I know, I really do know what my top anime is, and I'll leave that one for number one, and all the other ones are kind of interchangeable.
Okay. I was planning on doing the same, so we'll go about it that way. So go ahead. Start off. Start off, sir.
Okay, so
What's one of your five?
one of my fives is definitely has to be Fate Zero, or Fate Zero and Fate Stay Night. Fate Zero, if you don't know, Fate Zero is the prequel to Fate Stay Night.
Did not
Uh,
know that. I haven't watched either. What I do know
sir,
is of there's gonna be a lot of that audience. There's gonna be a lot of that in this throughout all of this stuff. I just haven't watched. I'm a fan of a lot of stuff. I just I'm horrible about watching it. A huge backlog. But go on.
all right. So just a quick synopsis of what the Fate series is. It is basically a holy war for a war for the Holy Grail.
Hmm.
There are 10 basically teams that fight for it. It
Yeah.
is a mage and a summoned spirit. The summoned spirit uh, will be of a class like a saver, a magician, a
Hmm.
mage, assassin,
Yeah.
and the I think for me one of the things that really drew me originally to the anime was that those summoned spirits are usually
Hot.
historical historical figures.
You almost broke.
Was that?
I said you almost broke. I got you. Oh, that's cool though. That's cool. I
Yeah.
did read a bit of the synopsis. I was gonna start last week, I think, to finally watch it, but instead I finally started Death Note. Woo, almost done.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay, so
I'm
okay,
almost done.
before we go on a tangent, uh because yeah, Death Note is definitely one. I didn't even think about it on this, but Death Note is definitely one of my favorite animes. One of the animes that I when I first started really watching anime, it's one of the ones I
Yeah.
watched. I watched it along with my best friend. Uh, and so the Fate series is basically they fight for the Holy Grail. The Holy
Yeah.
Grail is supposed to whoever wins the war, both the mage and the heroic spirit will get their wish granted.
Mm.
And it'll go basically the only way to defeat them is either you gotta kill the spirit or you gotta kill the mage.
Yeah.
And it's full of action, um, a lot of magic, a lot of fights, and Fate Zero was uh was done by uh probably gonna butcher the name. It's Ufotable or Ufotale,
Mm.
and they are one of the better, at least in my opinion, they're one of the better studios whenever they have to animate anything that's got to do with action.
Okay. Cool. Well, see, my knowledge of Fate Stay and what's Fate Stay Zero and Fate Stay Night, right?
Right.
The only all I know is is from the cosplay a friend of mine has done. I'll link to her in the description. Shoujo cosplay. Uh, she's done a really nice one from one of the characters. Do you know
Oh,
the name? I don't.
yeah, she's done Rin.
Rin. Okay, that's it. That's
She's
it.
done Tosaka Rin. Yeah, she's part of both Fate Zero and Fate Zeros. Her father is one of the mages, and she's in there. She's a young girl there, and then in Fate Stay Night, she is the one that summons. She's the one that takes part in that war, in that
Oh,
Holy
okay.
Grail war.
Cool. Cool. Um. So why is that one up there for you? Why would that one be up there, top five? What made you
Well, for
what
me,
about it made you love it?
the first thing that I really enjoyed about it, or the first thing that drew me in, was the fact that the summoned spirits were
Historical
all
figures.
historical figures. I
Yeah.
usually do like history. One of my favorite topics in school was always history,
Yeah.
and then watching
Sorry.
spoilers for whoever hasn't watched this. One of the main characters is the Holy
George
Spirit
Washington.
huh? No, 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 of King Arthur,
Oh, okay.
Arturia. Like so, it it's got King Arthur. It's got one of the in Fate Zero. You actually get Lancelot there. You get Heracles in there. So it's a bunch of different historical figures, and it's
Look, and I'm using the proper pronunciation. Heracles.
and it that was what drew me in, and then all the action in the anime and the story. It this is a game. This is a anime based off of a visual novel,
Mm-hmm.
and so each they've actually done different seasons where each one focuses on a different route of the visual novel, which is it's something else that I've really liked.
Yeah,
But
that's cool.
yeah,
That's cool. Um, I'll start off with, let's see. I would say the one to start, one of my earlier ones. It's probably up there with a lot of people's list. Yu Yu Hakusho. I just, I love it. I love the show. It was one of the first animes that I watched early on. They really got me hooked up. Hook, hooked in? Yeah, hooked in. Words. Um, I sorry y'all, just one Truly's. Half of one. But I just loved it. A lot of episodes hooked me in right from the beginning. Uh, the ending at the time, I was like, man, it felt off to me. And then later on, reading about how uh, he was pressured to finish it up, and so that's why it feels that way at the end. I wish
Mm.
it probably could have gone probably an extra probably an extra 10 episodes maybe. That's my only issue with it, but I mean, you're put under pressure to wrap up, I guess. But I just loved it. A lot of action. Loved the story. Loved the characters.
I know.
The uh, Yusuke's training arc is one of the best ones up there. Uh, I actually have a. I can't take it off the wall, but I have a Yu Yu Hakusho poster here. It's a metal poster from Displate. It's really
Oh,
nice.
nice.
I got it for Father's Day or my birthday. It was either Father's. It was either for my birthday or Father. I won't say Father's Day. I love it. It's real cool, real cool. It's also one of the few animes that me and one of my sisters bonded over. We watched. We would come home after school and watch a few episodes every day, and we did that for a couple weeks. But then she went and watched an episode without me, and to this day, that's the one episode I haven't watched, just to spite her.
What episode was that? Do you remember?
I don't remember. It has something to do with um, I think they're I can't remember. There's something to do with a computer in a room. I know that's very vague, but but yeah, no. Yu Yu Hakusho would be up there in my top
Oh
five.
man, I don't think I watched Yu Yu Hakusho when it came out.
Hmm.
I think I want to say it came out probably around the time when you guys were in probably middle school, high school,
Hmm.
and I was already out of high school. I was working. I watched episodes here and there. I do know I do know some of the characters. Botan. I think her name's Botan.
Yeah,
The It's Botan. You said it was Hie or
Hiei.
Hie.
That's one of them. Yep.
Yeah, I want to say another one's like Kurama.
Yep.
Yeah, I think those are the ones that I know. I know. I know. I remember one of them. The spirit gun is the attack.
Mm-hmm.
Spirit gun's the attack.
Yep.
The there's one that uses like a lasso that's got roses or thorns, something like that.
That's Kurama. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. And there's one that there's a Yankee guy that loves to fight. He even has the pompadour.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
Kuwabara with
Cool bar. There you go. Yeah,
with his fire sword. Yeah.
yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
Like I've watched episodes here and there, but I haven't watched the whole thing.
Yeah. No, it's a good anime. Really good. Recommend it to anyone. It's long though. It's long. Not One Piece long, but I think it has about. No, don't hold me to this. I do 200 plus episodes,
Oh wow.
something like that.
So it went on for a good while.
I
It's got
believe so.
200 episodes.
I believe it
Talking
did.
we're talking about at least 4 years.
Now I could be wrong because this is young me talking about this. Let's see. The manga alone was 19 volumes, and let's see. It was no, I'm way off. 112 episodes.
Okay,
It just
112.
it felt long to young me. That's still a lot though.
Yeah,
That's
you're
still
talking about a little over 2 years. If
yeah
they went off episode a week.
yeah.
Yeah,
Because was it Brotherhood, which is a really good but long one, is what 50 something?
it's 52 episodes.
52. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's 2 seasons.
Oh, why do I do this to myself? I mention it, and I have to be honest with the audience. I mentioned Brotherhood. It's not up there top five. It'll probably be up there top 10. It might be top five if I ever finished it.
Oh, again, sir, there's so many animes I know you've started and have not finished.
I'm horrible. I know. I know. I never even finished the original.
Oh, come on, sir.
I think I like the last 5, 6 episodes of the original, and probably I got halfway through Brotherhood.
Well,
I was watching it too when it premiered, and I just other stuff got in the way.
yeah,
But
that life gets in the way. That once you're older and working, yeah, life gets in the way.
I was in high school when Brotherhood was coming out. I think
Were you?
I can't remember when did Brotherhood.
That Brotherhood came out. I want to say it's after you guys
It might have been.
graduated.
It might have been. I was probably in college. You're right. You're probably right. I remember
'Cause-
not having responsibility, so yeah, I was probably in college. So what's your next one, sir? What's your next one?
Oh, my next one, I'm grouping up a bunch of animes,
Oh, here we
and
go. Here we go.
and this is probably just this. I can't pick one out of them, out of all of them, to say that they're my favorite, just because each one of these animes finds each one of them will it is able to just grab and rip my heart out in different ways. Uh, Whether it's having the main characters die or secondary characters having issues. If And all of these are based off of visual novels. If anybody has ever watched a key animation anime,
Mm-hmm.
knows what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
Knows how
You're talking about Key. I thought you were talking about Pokemon.
Pokemon. Really? Really,
Yeah,
sir?
you saying you couldn't pick one? Same. I can't pick just one season. I
You know,
could.
like
I could.
you, you,
X and Y, best season
e-
out there.
everyone's gonna hate me, but I don't think I've I don't think I've ever like uh voluntarily or like willingly sat down to watch a Pokemon episode. If I've ever watched a Pokemon episode, it's because my younger brother was watching it, or it was on or the TV was on, and that's what was on the TV. And I haven't really. It's not it's not one of my things. It's not one of something I'm into.
Sir,
See, we're arguing against
you
her.
talk crap about me and uh, stuff I haven't finished watching.
Well,
And here you hate Dragon Ball Z and Pokemon.
oh no, sir. I've never
and,
said
and,
it.
and they're your number one sellers.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that those animes do reach a lot of people, and it's just not something that I'm into. It's like I don't think I've ever finished. Well, no, I have finished Pokemon games. I played Red. I played White. I ended up having to buy two cartridges of White because I lost one and then found it again. And I think that's all I've really played, sir.
Yeah. One of us has to
I,
rep Pokemon since the other one hates it.
I don't hate it, sir. It's just not. It's just not an anime for me. But the stories for on key animes,
No, no, for
I
sure.
it just pulls you in, and the world building and the characters. You care about each and every single character. Like
Hmm.
in for Air TV, for the Air anime,
Mm-hmm.
you cared about each and every episode. You even cared about a pet that would all a little dog that would show up every now and then. Potato Kun. he was a really smart dog that someone once told him stay here and don't move. And for the whole episode, that dog stayed there and never moved. People had to go on a search party for him, and he was still sitting right in those hedges where they told him to stay.
Dang.
But yeah, I want to say the first one I ever watched was RTB.
Hmm.
That got me hooked into it. Then when I started looking for other things similar to it, that's when I found Canon, and Key did two animations of it. They did one earlier, I think it was 2012, and then they did one in 2016. 2016. If you ever watch the original RTB and the original canon, graphics and the art, it might how do you say this?
Too
It
fat for
it
this to be strapped.
it might it it might not please some people. It's
Yeah.
just it was just the art style back then. You know, the
Mm.
big heads with the big eyes, and all the characters had those big huge eyes that
Mm.
you
Yeah,
know
yeah.
that they just look into your soul.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But then if one of my other favorites is Angel Beats.
Mm.
That is definitely a really good anime.
Really good.
You
That's
know,
one I
you're
watched. That's really good, yeah. Mm.
yeah that's exactly, it's one anime you actually watch. It's really good. And again, it's the whole thing, Sora being in purgatory and getting to see the stories of each of those characters, getting to see the reason why they're there,
Yep.
and then how they overcome it. That that's one of my favorites. And then of course Planet and Planet After Story. If you want an anime that's gonna both make you laugh, enjoy, and love all the characters, and then grab your heart, rip it out, stamp on it, stomp it, and then try to put it back and make it all better, that's an anime you want to watch.
Yep. So since Diego, took the cheat route and just grouped them all together, uh, I've watched two key animes. I've watched Angel Beats and Planet After Story. Um, Planet is on my top five list. It, I mean, it's just how you said. It will, it'll make you fall in love, and then break your heart,
Yeah,
and then like I said, try to make it better, and then break it again. It is not beautifully animated like
yeah.
Key's animes are. Beautiful story, and it's just I'll never rewatch After Story. Mm-mm, never, can't do it. Especially being a dad now, it's impossible to not insert myself into that kind of situation. Like
The
and I
the train episode, sir.
yeah, fuck you. To like I if that were to ever happen, like I don't know, I just that's how good the show is. You just kind of you connect with somebody, you connect with the characters, or you sympathize in some way, and or you just it gets you to understand. It builds them so well that
You
you're so
actually care
you
you
care.
care about the well-being of the characters.
Yep, and
That's just uh I sorry for cutting in, but that just shows how good of a story it is,
mm-hmm.
that you're watching it and you care about their lives, what's happening to them.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'll never rewatch it. Never.
You gotta watch it with your daughter one day.
No.
Yes, sir.
maybe, maybe.
Yeah.
It's like I need to one
But,
day. I want
yeah,
to. I want to.
you
Um.
should watch Kaginado with her. It's the one that came out that is coming out this season,
Mhm.
and it's just taking all the key animes and putting them in a high school setting.
Yeah.
And it's mainly it's a comedy anime. So it there shouldn't be, I wouldn't say any, but there shouldn't be much of pulling on the heartstrings, I think.
Never know.
And I know it just started,
Yeah.
and I guess if anybody wants to watch it, I think Funimation is the one that is streaming it
Hmm.
this season. And then I know that there is an upcoming a new key anime. I the name of it slipped my mind, but that, if I'm not mistaken, that's coming out next year.
Oh, cool. Can't wait to see what it's about. So what's your next one, sir? Mine was Clannad. Oh.
Uh, yeah,
Clannad
we
out your story.
we
So
went
what's
together. I would say, and this are probably, these really are interchangeable. On which one's higher than the other. These are the next anime I would say would be Love Hina. This is
it's a good one.
the
It's a good one.
one of the very first stories that that was bringing harems, that created the harem genre.
Hmm.
It created the whole plot of having childhood friends, and then trying to meeting after
Reconnecting later in life.
reconnect later in life.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And this was the first thing. This was both the first, as an adult, this was the first anime and first manga that I read. This
Okay.
is really what got me into watching anime, what got me into watching into reading manga.
Yeah.
If I don't know if it's clear enough, but I've got the whole the manga right here behind Yoko. I've got volumes 1 through 14 there. Um, and they're pretty well read. It's definitely one of my favorite animes. It's full of uh, it's got romance. It's got ninja fights. It's got archaeologists. Like when I was younger,
Yeah.
one of the things I wanted to do as an adult, like what I wanted to work in. Like I said earlier, I love history. One of my what I wanted to do is I wanted to be an archaeologist. So when
I bet you
uh,
love Indiana Jones, don't you?
that's one of my favorite movies, sir. That is the
Hey,
reason
I finally
that
watched two of them this year.
that is the reason why I wanted to be an archaeologist, because of Indiana Jones, sir.
I
Like
hear the one with Shia LaBeouf's the best, right?
I don't know what you're talking about, sir. I've never heard of a movie with Shia LaBeouf.
Really?
It
Really
doesn't
involving
exist.
Indiana Jones? Really? You
It
don't know
doesn't
about it?
exist. No, never. It doesn't exist.
This thing's getting hot. Um,
But
but you mentioned
yeah,
it introduced you to harems. Just a tidbit. Tenchi Muyo was the one that introduced me to that concept.
yeah,
And
it,
that was one of the first ones I watched. I'm like, oh,
true.
so
Yeah,
that's what's happening. Hot.
Ryoko. I think that was the name of Space Fire, right?
Yep.
That's what she was.
Yep. I was Team Ryoko for sure.
Yeah.
I would say my next one would be. Well, there's not really order for it, except for number one, but it's actually more of a newer one. It's on Netflix right now. That's where I watch it. I don't know if it's on anything else. But Violet Evergarden, I loved it. Loved it. It's God. It's another emotional one. Didn't it doesn't really beat you up like Planet does, but it has some intense episodes. Uh, Beautiful and fucking probably some of the best animation I've ever seen, and uh, really lovely story. And I'm just a sucker for emotional anime, and that one again it has a father daughter episode, and whew, oh that hit me hard. Oh, I believe it's only 9 episodes. It's
Oh,
not that
really?
it's not that long. It's 9 or 12 episodes. There's an OVA that I think's out now. I need to watch that. But anyone listening, definitely go watch it. It's not long, but be prepared. Be
There's
prepared.
a movie for it, right? Is
Yes.
that the OVA what you're
Yeah.
talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I do know. I've heard of it. I haven't watched it.
It's good.
I do know it always makes top 10 list of emotional animes. I know
Mhm.
that. And you're right. It is a it's one of those animes that was produced by Netflix.
Is
That's
it
why it's on
okay?
Netflix. Yeah,
Okay.
it's
Well,
it's a
they knocked
Netflix
it out of the park.
original.
They
Yeah,
knocked it out of the park. It is fucking phenomenal. I love it. So, what would be your not number two or not number one? I say, yeah, we're on number two.
yeah.
So not top. So I'm trying to think what you love and what's left. So I'm
Oh
wondering what you're gonna put as your
well,
number one.
if you behind me, there are several things for I would say they're pretty much 1A and 1B for me.
That's
You
a weird
have
looking Zoid you have back there.
Zoid. What are you talking about a Zoid, sir?
Yeah, that robot.
That is not that
Is that
is
is that
not
from
a
Pacific? Is that from Pacific Rim?
no, sir. You no, sir. I would say it would be 1B and this would be Evangelion.
Evangelion.
This Evangelion.
Amazing one. Amazing.
It is one of those animes that
I never saw
has
the last three episodes.
it is one of those animes that truly redefined a an era of anime. It is one of those I would consider one of those transcending animes.
No, for
Uh,
sure. It's
the story of Evangelion. I recently was watching a a video where we're talking about the lore of it, and there was
mm,
things that I wasn't aware of, and
yeah.
it just again going back to like how I like history, it once I learned a little bit more about it, it's like it just gave me a big much bigger appreciation of what's going on. Um, if you don't know what if you've never heard of what Evangelion is, it's basically living in a world in a kind of apocalyptic world where there are things called angels, and they come and they attack Tokyo 3, basically. And you have these kids that are piloting mechas, Evas, and they have to get in. They have to get in, and they they have to
Ava's kind of like
basically
from Wally.
from what?
Kind of like from Wally.
No,
His
sir.
girlfriend. His girlfriend.
Isn't that Eva, not Eva?
Spelled the same.
Different pronunciation, but the Evas are basically these mechas where the pilot has to be psychologically and pretty much emotionally in
Hmm.
sync with the robot. Otherwise, the robot will not listen to them,
Yeah.
and they're not able to pilot it. And then we're talking about these are what 15, 16-year-old kids that are having to fight for the for the salvation of the world,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah,
Yeah. No, that
and
it set the trend and it set the pace for anime going forward for mecha anime, psychological anime.
yeah,
It kind of set a standard. Yeah, not the
yeah,
pace, but a standard for it, and
yeah. It set the bar
set the bar. Yeah,
for that style of anime, for that type of anime.
yeah, no for sure.
It
It's probably up there in my top 10. I would say if I ever
and that
finish it.
sir, you got to keep up with now the rebuilds.
Whew.
Like the
Wait till
rebuild,
wait wait till
the
we get to my number one.
the rebuild. I think the last rebuild movie just came out in Japan. It's rebuild 4.0 plus one,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't wait for it to come here to the states.
Yeah,
That I'm definitely gonna go watch that in
yeah,
theaters. But yeah, the story of it, the characters, the again, we're talking about traumatizing story, like the Shinji's story, uh, Asuka's story, Ray's. Like I'm not trying to give the spoilers and everything.
mm,
This is an anime where you got to sit down and watch it probably 2 or 3 times again so that you can understand everything that happened.
yeah. So essentially, it's a 15-year-old teenager with daddy issues. Um,
Mommy issues, sir. Mommy.
with
He's
mommy
got.
issues. Yeah.
He's got. I love this meme of Gendo being the number one father in the world just because he's a bastard. And but like you're talking about issues. Again, I don't want to spoil anything, but Shinji basically
Excuse me.
has an what is it, how do you say Oedipus
Oedipus complex.
complex, yes, in the
Yeah.
anime.
Yeah.
I don't want to say anything besides that.
I mean, that says a lot.
Yeah.
No, go watch it, people. If you haven't watched Evangelion, I'll be shocked, honestly, if you haven't watched it even a little bit, especially if you're listening to us. But there's always a chance. But no, go watch it. Like everything Diego says, spot on. It's phenomenal.
Yeah,
it's so
it
good.
is.
My favorite movie is Pacific Rim. There wouldn't be no Pacific Rim if not for Evangelion.
There wouldn't be kaijus.
There would
Well,
not. There would be
there,
kaiju's.
there would be kaijus because of Godzilla, but
King Kong.
yeah, King Kong,
King Kong actually was the inspiration for Godzilla, I believe. I can invite my nephew on, and he'll talk about Godzilla for like 3 hours.
yeah.
But no, yeah, we wouldn't have one of the best films in my opinion. I'm a huge Pacific Rim fanboy, um, and I'm so grateful for Evangelion because that's what we got that from it. What else? What's God, Darling in the Franxx, probably one of the best anime to come out in the last 10 years, and that drew a lot of inspiration from Evangelion.
Well, there's a reason why it drew a lot of a lot of inspiration from it.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the uh, the the group that worked on at least the animation
Mm-hmm.
uh, is basically the group that made Evangelion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but again,
Gainax Gainax
mm,
broke up and they created Trigger,
yeah.
and then Trigger has gone on to do. They they did Darling in the Franks. They've done Promade. They've done one of my top anime, which we'll talk in a little bit about it.
um. So yeah. So I guess mine. Let me just check something real quick. Yep. Sorry about that. Okay, we're still good. Um. What was I gonna say? No, yeah, no. My top one as well. um. I would say my next one would be the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. Um. What do I say about it? It's amazing animation. Uh, top 10 waifus, right there. um, it's just an amazing storyline. The second season and how the endless loop forward. I don't know, I just loved everything about it and how it's
How did you enjoy the Endless Eight?
yeah
Yeah,
that was
that's
it.
what it's
That
called.
was what it's called. Yeah,
Yeah. Mhm.
yeah. It's just the way they put it together. It's just it was so different for an anime to do, and I just
We
I don't
were
know. I don't know. I just can't put into words how much I enjoyed that anime and how much I love it still to this day. I mean, I enjoyed it so much. That one and my number one because of those two. These will never uh, be made public, but I used to make AMVs when I was younger. That's where I originally learned video editing. Obviously, by my first episode, I forgot all that. But I used to be not too bad. But I have one or two Haruhi Suzumiya AMVs. Um, but it's just so good. It's been forever since I watched it, but when we were sitting down and thinking about our top five, like immediately came to mind, and I'm not gonna second guess myself. And I did, like I always do. I said I'm not gonna second guess myself, but I do, and I thought, is it? And I'm like, no, yeah, it just would not leave my head. I just it's that good. I
Let me ask
recommend it.
you:
Yep.
Did you watch? Did you watch the second season week to week, or did you watch it when it was already
When it was already
complete?
out. When it was already
Oh,
complete. Yep.
okay. Okay, because me and my younger brother, we watched this week to week. As it was coming out,
Yeah.
and
Yep. Me and him have
and
talked about it before.
yeah, I've told you the story before of how, like, we knew, we had an idea what was going on, that the episodes were repeating themselves, and we ended up like coming up with different theories of what the hell, what's going on, why
Yeah.
do these episodes keep repeating,
Hmm.
and each one of us came up with a theory. I had a uh, I kept making fun of my younger brother because every he kept saying that every episode there happened to be a plane, and
Mm.
that there was something to do with the planes, and it was kind of it since, and if you were watching this week to week, it was basically 2 months of just the same episode. We were watching the same episode with a couple different variations,
Hmm.
and then we were just grasping at trying to grasp the straws because neither him or I had read the novels.
Yeah.
There are, I think, a total of 8 novels of from for Haruhi Suzumiya, and that's where they drew the story for the anime. And if you read the novels, you knew what was going on.
Yeah.
But if you were watching week to week, we were just trying to grasp at straws of like what's going on, what's going on. And
Yeah.
my brother came up with the theory that she was probably going to leave, and that's why there were planes in every episode.
Yeah.
Like he said, there were planes, and then once it didn't happen, uh, my might have made a good amount of fun of him, because he was so adamant
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
the planes have something to do with this.
Yeah.
The planes. Have you ever seen uh what's it? Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where there's that board with all the
Yeah. Yeah. The meme
if
for
you've
it.
seen
Yeah.
the meme, yeah, if you've
Yeah.
seen the meme, that was my brother. That was my younger brother
Yeah.
about planes.
No, that just thinking about that anime brings back a lot of great memories. I enjoyed it, loved it, just every bit of it. Um, I know there's two ways to watch it. There's the release order and then
There's
the
chronological order.
chronological order. Yeah.
Yeah,
So one day I'll go back and watch it in the chronological order instead of the
yeah,
release order.
because if I remember correctly, season two chronologically happened before season one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's an anime I'll go back and rewatch. And I don't really enjoy rewatching stuff. I have to really love it to rewatch it. That's why I've rewatched Pacific Rim probably three, 4 times. Like I'm like I have such a backlog. Why would I rewatch something? I need to watch something new. Keep going forward. Um, my number one, I've watched it so many times. But you go first, sir. You go
no,
first. We're going in order. No, we go back and forth. So hit us with your number one.
all right.
I'll
So
take viewers, listeners. Well, I guess listeners can't if this ever goes audio up on somewhere. Uh, fingers crossed. But for our visual, the people watching on YouTube right now, because that's where we're originally uploading it, as if you can tell from Diego's background, try to guess right now what his number one is.
and
Uh,
actually, I'm missing the bigger figure. It's I think I was taking pictures of it the other day, and it's in the living room and it's not here. I've got a much bigger Yoko. I think she's about 12 inches tall.
yeah,
But yeah, my
I need to
number
fix
one
up my
anime.
beard. Sorry, I'm eight like 80. What squirrel?
Yes, Doug.
So, sir,
Uh,
you're number one.
my number one anime is definitely Gurren Lagann. It is one of the reasons why my nickname uh is Aniki, is because my younger brother, after we watched Gurren Lagann, that's one of the ways, how we refer to each other. So, you know we're weebs. older weaves. We when we were younger, we would always call my mom, and to this day, we call most of the time we don't call her mom or mama. We call her Okasan, and it was always between us. It was Amaniki, and he's now it's Ototo. That's the word, Ototo. And
Es un tonto.
I, you said that I did not, sir. You owe him another board game for that.
Oh,
Because
wait till.
this is going on the internet. Remember?
Oh, I know he's gonna watch it. Uh,
Yeah.
he's gonna love his Christmas present.
But and you know, I give the story of how I made fun of him for Haruhi Suzumiya, and for Gurren Lagann being my favorite anime now, he's never gonna let me live it down. When we originally started watching Gurren Lagann, again, this was back when I first was starting to watch anime.
Hmm.
Usually the way it happened is I had my laptop. We would stream the anime, find it, stream it, and when Gurren Lagann came out, we watched the first episode. We watched the first episode. I was not into it at all. I just didn't like it. I didn't enjoy it for some reason. I didn't enjoy the episode. Um, I remember watching it with him and just saying, you know what, I don't like it. We're not. I made the decision. We're not gonna watch this,
Mm-hmm.
and we ended up watching something else. We found more animes and watch watch different animes. Probably a year or 2 years later, I started hearing more. We started going to cons, and I started hearing more about Gurren Lagann, and I was like, "Hey, this looks interesting. Let's watch this."
Yeah.
And to this day, he's never gonna let me forget that when we watched that first episode, I did not like it at all, and I said, "No, this is crap." And after when I watched again, I watched the first episode. Well, we watched the first couple episodes. I ended up binge watching pretty much binge watching the whole anime.
Yeah.
This story on Gurren Lagann, the whole story about the anti-spiral, the whole thing of, hey, you have this main character, Kamina, that you fall in love with. Kamina. He is a man's man. He is the epitome of manhood, uh, in the anime. And just for him to have episode 5 out of I think it is 26 episodes.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, on episode 5, you have a spoiler. You have him die because of who we of his younger brother, Shimon, or Shimon Simon. I don't know if the
Well,
people
I'm
call
out
him
to put a
the
disclaimer there for spoilers. You just spoiled one of the top animes out there, sir. Sir. Sir.
sir. That's why you're doing the editing and you're adding spoiler warnings, sir.
It's 10 years old.
No,
Let it
sir.
be
That that
spoiled.
that that thing is, if I'm not mistaken, it's 15 to 20 years old.
I'm trying to make us not that old. Come
Well,
on. I know, yeah, it's 10 plus.
yeah,
10
I think
plus.
I think it's closer to 20 years old now, because
20.
the 20 if I'm not mistaken, the 20-year figures are of Kamina are coming out in January. I've got those pre-order. I got some of those pre-order for the anime booth. I want to say I've
Oh,
got some.
dang.
I
Came
want
out
to
in
say that,
2007.
yeah. This
See,
is what,
so
14?
14 years. Yeah.
Yeah, 14 years. Yeah, yeah,
Dang.
yeah. But it's got one of the greatest. It's got a really good story. It is completely over the top with how big the mechas get. It, the mech at the at the climax, you're talking about the mechas are able. One of their attacks is a big bang, sir.
No, that anime is absurd. It is.
Yeah, it's absurd, but the
It's phenomenal.
story,
It's such a good story. No, for
yeah.
sure. I So my first con with y'all, went to A con with y'all in 2000. I want. It wasn't 2009. I don't know if it was when we graduated, or the year after. It was
It
either
would have been.
2009 or 2010. One of the two.
I think it was 2010.
And I was walking around enjoying, having a great time. I'm like, just everywhere. Oh my god, oh my god. And I kept seeing Yoko cosplayers and Kamina cosplayers, and I was like, oh damn, really nice cosplay. And
Hmm.
I went to ask her like, what are they cosplaying as? Like, what are they from? And y'all looked at me astonished, like, what? And when I told y'all I never watched Gurren Lagann, y'all made me watch it
Yeah,
that night. Like that night when we went back to y'all's place, y'all sat me down, made me watch
I
the
remember
first
that.
episode or two. So, spoiler alert here. I'm gonna try to put a warning for Diego spoiler alert earlier. So watching. I'm watching it on Netflix, and Netflix left out episode 5.
Oh, really?
Yep, it was not on there. So I'm,
What?
I'm watching it. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. Yeah, I'm watching. I'm watching. Next, I watched episode 4. Oh, battle time. Hell yeah, awesome. Next episode, everyone's sad. I'm like, the fuck happened? Is this like, wait, what? Weren't they in the middle of? Why is everyone all gloomy? Where's Kamina? He'll cheer them up. Kamina,
Where are you?
where? Fucking Netflix left out episode 5. Oh, so I had to go find somewhere else to watch it, and yeah. But no, for it, it's phenomenal. Yeah, I agree with you. It is awesome. Trigger just does amazing work.
Yeah,
They
definitely.
Fulikuli. It's probably up there in my top 10. It's my wife's number one. I would say it'll be in her top 5. I actually have one of Best Girl right there. Artwork by one of my
You
friends,
mean
by Art Zombie.
you said fully gully, sir?
That's a Fulikuli.
Yeah, you said fully gully.
Ah, I mean, stupid. That's what I got in my head. What's it called? Kill a Kill.
Kill a kill, yes,
Kill a
sir.
Kill. Kill a Kill. Um, that one would be up there in my list. And then we have artwork up there from it. Uh, I guess we might as well talk about Fooly Cooly now. My number one. That's why I flubbed some words. Um,
Freudian slip, right?
yeah, yeah. Before we get to that though, we'll say about Gurren Lagann. I mean, we could probably make a whole episode talking about it. Um, it's it, it's just that good. I love it as well. If Netflix hadn't fucked it up for me, I'd probably love it more. But I still hold that grudge to this day. Probably the coolest, one of the coolest things I've seen of that is a friend of ours, his back tattoo. Just
Oh yeah,
the logo just on his back. It
definitely.
came out really cool. Um, but yeah, I just want to throw that out there. We love your tattoo, man. It's awesome.
Yep.
Um, my number one, like I said, Fulikuli. I've what do I say about it? I mean, I made so many AMVs about that anime. Uh, every time I watch it, which has been, I mean, it's only 6 episodes, so easy to rewatch. Um, probably 10 plus times. Every time I notice something new, and I love that. There's so much going on. Not that it requires a rewatch, but it's little subtle things that you may not have picked up the first time watching through. Also, I was little. I say little. I was in high school. I'm an old man now. 30. I'm in my 30s.
Sir,
I'm
sir.
with you in your 30s.
I'm like you're saying you're old. What does that mean?
Fuck old. Uh, but man, it's just it's fast paced, all over the wall, from wall to wall action. Um, I just love it. I've watched it dubbed and subbed, and I love both. Funimation actually they have a studio in Louisville, right?
Las Colinas.
Las Colinas, yes. So
Yeah,
the
their headquarters are there.
yeah. So the Studio Movie Girl in Louisville, y'all told me about it. They would do events over there, and one of the
Hmm.
events they would do movies.
Yeah, it
Well,
was a monthly movie.
monthly
Yeah.
movie. One time instead of a movie, All 6 episodes of Fully Cooley. Hell yeah! When I watched that, fucking loved it. Um, Adult Swim did a it was a poll. Let people vote. What are we gonna show on this time slot? I think it was a 3 hour time slot, and the fans voted. Just show all 6 episodes of Fully Cooley. I was like, fuck yeah! Oh man,
that
it's so good. I fucking love it. I need to watch the 2 and 3. I think they make two more.
they make two more,
Two more.
yes.
I need to watch those one day. And I've heard good things about them. I just don't want to be disappointed because I just love it so much. Um,
Yeah,
I wanted a Vespa because of it. I wanted to learn to play guitar because of it. Started watching some more baseball. I don't really care for baseball, but I watched a little bit more because of it. Like it's that anime is just it's always gonna be number one to me. I don't think any anime out there can replace it because that I watched it after I got hooked into anime. I'm like and into this world started turning into a weeb, and it came at a great time for me. Uh, I don't know, I just love it.
no,
Number one,
it,
number one.
it's one of the animes where, heck, it's able to put a great story, great action, great comedy into, like you said, 6 episodes.
Yeah,
Something that you can sit down in an afternoon, in a couple hours, watch.
yeah,
It's definitely up there. I've watched. That's one of. I have watched all the episodes. Again, Adult Swim at night. Yeah,
yeah. Ah, man, so good, so good. I could go on,
Con
but
Conti, right? That's the name of
Conti, the
the.
robot.
Yeah, the
Mm-hmm.
robot. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
I actually have Mamimi and Takun. I have a pop of them up there.
Yeah.
Yep. I need more. I need more. uh, dang. I might go rewatch it. No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. I'm gonna
Hey,
spend time.
we can rewatch it this weekend.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna spend time with my daughter after this, maybe, or maybe some Dead by Daylight.
Hey, if we can get people right.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Um.
So that was our top five. Man, I would throw just quick blast honorable mentions. I would say Cowboy Bebop, uh, Samurai Champloo, My Hero Academia. What else comes to mind?
Are
Like I was saying
you
earlier, Kill a Kill, phenomenal.
are you
Uh,
excited about the Netflix live action Cowboy Bebop?
oh, it looks good. Like I'll say this: if you have issues May's with uh with May's outfit because of what they did and it's not accurate, shut up. All right, like I can tell that's probably not a comfortable outfit to walk around in. I've heard this from a lot of cosplayers. Um, the actress herself even said it. Like they tried, but there's no way to make that
That
possible.
work? Yeah.
Exactly. Like I love the outfit they went with. Like even Jet's outfit isn't super accurate. The coloring is different,
Hmm.
but it still looks phenomenal. You know, I'm excited for it. I have high hopes for it, and I don't think I'll be disappointed.
The bar isn't that high for Netflix live action
God,
takes of animes.
I've heard.
So
So I've heard. Yeah.
so I have, I have good hopes for it.
Yeah.
That the bar with Death Note and Bleach
Yeah.
and Full Metal Alchemist, I'm sure they can do better.
Yeah. Um. Uh. I've never watched them, but I've heard things.
Yeah, the other day I was watching
I've heard some things.
Bleach, and I think for me one of the things, I guess honorable mentions for me would be Bleach, Busa ranking, Full Metal Alchemist.
Hmm.
That would definitely be
Yeah.
uh they're definitely in my top 10.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Bleach, one of, I think, at least for the anime, for me, one of the things that I love about that anime is the use of the music, the soundtrack of
Hmm.
Bleach. It brings so much into the anime. It creates feelings like listening to number one whenever Ichigo is getting ready to actually fight and be able to whenever Ichigo's gonna do something, some kind of move, something iconic for him.
Hmm.
There's a song that comes on. It's called Number One or Number One,
All
and
Might.
it sets the tone for what Ichigo's gonna do.
Yeah.
The movie, the music is okay, but I was like, when I watched it, I couldn't get through the whole thing. But when I watched it, I'm like, I've in my mind, I've got because music is something that makes you it brings back memories. It helps whenever you hear a song that it'll it's something that brings back memories. It works really well with your brain on recalling memories.
Yeah.
Whenever the whenever the scene where Ichigo becomes a Shinigami, a substitute Shinigami, the music is so different. It made me watching the movie. It made me feel like I wasn't watching Bleach. I know I was watching Bleach,
Hmm.
but it didn't fit,
Yeah.
for at least for me. And that's one of the things that that just like made me not really want to keep watching. Uh, Animation is definitely up there. Like, yeah, it doesn't look that great, the hollows, but that is something that it was going to be hard for them to animate and to animate the hollows.
Yeah.
It's not something easy. But yeah, definitely the soundtrack is something that made me I don't want to watch.
Yeah. Um. All right. Well, that was our top five for each of us, with a few honorable mentions. We rambled on a bit. We actually didn't go too far off
we,
topic.
we stayed more on topic than our first episode.
Maybe it was just a pilot. Us getting our feet wet with this. I
Yeah,
personally haven't streamed in many months. This is something new for you.
yeah, definitely.
So we'll see. We'll just evolve from here. Um,
We had to start somewhere, right?
exactly, exactly.
Hmm.
So if you made it this far, thank you. Appreciate you. We
Yeah.
love you the most.
If yes, if you heard us ramble on and heard everything we're talking about, thank you. From the bottom of our hearts, we thank you.
No, for sure, for sure. Um, so with that being said, hopefully this episode will be out quickly, and we will try to keep a regular schedule as much as possible. Again, we're still new to this. Bear with us, please. Um, for any information on us, we're going to try to keep updates as much as possible, as much as we can. We're still new to this, but just check us out on Instagram at Grumpy Beards Pod. Yeah, Grumpy Beards Pod. Our social should be linked in the description. There you'll get all of them: Twitter, Facebook. Twitter not right now. As of this moment, our Twitter's still down. I don't know why. Got flagged
What
for spam. Yeah.
what you do?
I don't know. Um, but Facebook and Instagram are sure up. But probably Instagram's what will be most active. Definitely will be posting everything on YouTube. But check us out on Instagram. Again, Grumpy Beards Pod. And also the link in the description will also have our two socials. My Instagram as well as Diego's. Um, from mine, you can then find my other pages and all the other stuff I do. From Twitch into barbecue. Diego, what will they find on
Uh,
yours
on mine, I'm basically
aside from thirst traps?
well, aside from what, sir? What was that again?
As,
Well,
aside from thirst traps, what else will they
thirst
find on your
traps?
socials?
No, sir. Now, my social it's Aniki Otaku Sekai. Basically, I've got my own little shop where I sell anime goods. I sell anime goods and pops. So that's basically what I've got right now. I've got a little booth over at flea market here in DFW at the Seagull Flea Market. Heck, if you ever wanna go out there and look for us, we're there every Sunday, and you can get pops, get keychains.
Ooh, I got this from a little
We
One
stock
Piece.
we stock a bunch of different things, and usually on Instagram I'll show what our new stock is every week.
I love One Piece. I appreciate that. I love that keychain.
Yes,
Um,
I was surprised that wasn't on your top five, and not even honorable mention, sir.
we'll talk about that next episode. uh, don't call me out at the end, sir. We're trying to end this, all right? Don't be calling me out at the end. I'll explain that next time. Maybe. Maybe.
Maybe if we remember.
If we remember.
Yeah.
Well, that wraps it up. Again, thank you, everyone. Check out our socials. Grumpy Beards Pod or Grumpy Beards. Search for it. Try to find us. Logo done by my sister.
A great art, by the way.
We love it. We love it.
Yeah.
She's done all my. She did this logo. She did. There we go. My logo for my Twitch channel, Sugoi Kuma. Love her stuff. Um, I'll try to drop a link for her, as well as the cosplayer friend I mentioned earlier. Has done amazing Fate Stay work.
Yeah, Fate's Day. I think she's done what Zelda. I think her latest cosplay was what
Black Widow.
Black Widow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Widow.
But yeah, whenever we talk about an anime that she's done, we'll probably mention her, drop her in there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, until next time, y'all.
See you next time.
Bye bye.